If you get menstrual cycle cravings and you want 2 step-by-step plans for how you can mitigate those cravings or even give into those cravings and still lose fat, this video is for you. What's up guys, it's Ted. Welcome back to the channel. You may find this kind of weird or funny. Why is this guy giving me advice on how to mitigate my cycle cravings? But I have a ton of female clients, and actually one of them who just signed on asked me and said her biggest obstacle was cycle cravings and how she would just binge when she gets cravings during her period. So that's why I'm making this video, to help you guys out. I did some research, looked up and made a plan for her, actually a couple plans, and now I'm sharing those with you guys here today. So if you're trying to lose weight, I'm positive you already know, if you follow me, that you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, and it's the only way to do so. But when you get cycle cravings, is it hard for you to stay in your calorie deficit? I'm guessing either 1 or 2 scenarios happen. Either number 1, you just grind it out with pure willpower and mental grit and just stay within your calorie deficit for that week or 2 weeks that you get cravings. Or number 2, you just give in and eat all the treats and sweets that your heart desires, and then when the cravings subside, you either stay off track or you just get back on track, but you just feel terrible and guilty about it. Within these 2 plans that I give you, we're gonna make sure we're doing 2 things with these 2 plans. Number 1, still making progress, and number 2, making sure that we're giving in to whatever you're craving in a controlled manner. Just make sure before we hop into this that you're not doing this. Do not ignore the cravings. If you ignore cravings for long enough, it's just gonna lead to you binging and smashing your face with a ton of that food that you were restricting yourself from. So don't ignore the cravings. Your menstrual cycle has 2 main phases. The follicular phase that starts the day you get your period and ends the day you start ovulation, and then the luteal phase that starts the day after ovulation and ends the day you start your period. So when are you gonna get the cravings? Most studies show that in the luteal phase, that is when women get the cravings 1 to 2 weeks before their period. So multiple studies back this up, showing that women eat upwards of 300 more calories per day 1 to 2 weeks before they get their period. So that would be the luteal phase. All right, by now you're probably saying something like, Ted, what the hell, man? Why is this gonna be helpful to me in knowing all this information? Because you can download an app like Clue, Flow, Period Tracker, so you can track your cycle to know approximately 1 to 2 weeks before your period. That's when you're most likely to get the cravings. So then you could utilize these 2 plans I'm about to show you for your nutrition to mitigate the cravings or even give into the cravings and still make progress. All right, now without further ado, plan 1. Plan 1 is giving into the cravings, but still being in a calorie deficit. So this way, you're gonna allow yourself 1 to 350 more calories the days that you get cravings, or just say you wake up one day and you have cravings that day, allow yourself 1 to 350 extra calories for that day. That way, you're indulging in the cravings, right? You're enjoying the food that you want to, that you're craving, right? But you're doing it in a controlled manner, so you're not putting it to the side or ignoring it to a point where then maybe if you do that for days, it will become a binge or a complete overeating session. If you're someone that just gets little cravings for a little bit of extra food or maybe some chocolate or ice cream, this is gonna be perfect for you. You're fitting a nutrition plan for your life. You're not trying to squish your life into a nutrition plan. So this is gonna be super sustainable and you'll enjoy the process way more. So plan number 1 was for indulging in the cravings, right? And still losing weight, still being in a calorie deficit, a slight deficit, but you're still in one, still gonna make progress that week. Plan number 2 is if you get intense cravings, like my client that gave me the idea for this. If you get intense cravings for a week or 2 weeks, this plan is gonna be a lifesaver for you. It's called taking a diet break. This is just where you bring your calories back up to maintenance for the time period that you get cravings. 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe not even a full week. But you just bring your calories back up to maintenance, so you're not gonna be losing weight, you're not gonna be gaining weight either. Maybe the scale is gonna go up for water weight retention, but that's about it. You're not gonna be gaining any fat during a maintenance break. During a diet break, you will gain 0 fat if you bring your calories back up to maintenance. So the luteal phase is 1 to 2 weeks, right? But you might not get cravings for 2 whole weeks, or you might not get cravings for a whole week even. So take that diet break and personalize it to how many days per month you get cravings. Maybe it's different every month. It can be completely dependent on you and individualized to you, but it's for intense cravings if you just want to take a diet break every month. So it would look something like this. Every month you'd be in a calorie deficit for 2 to 3 weeks, and you'd be in a diet break or eating at maintenance calories for 1 to 2 weeks. I don't believe one plan is better than the other. I think it's completely dependent upon you as an individual. But what I do think is a good question to ask yourself to find out which one you are or which plan would be better for you is, do I just get a small cravings for some snacks or some extra food on a couple days per week during 1 to 2 weeks before my period, or do I become a bottomless pit with an insatiable hunger when I get cycle cravings? Obviously, if the second question is a yes, plan 2 is going to be beautiful for you. If you're more like a yes to question 1, then plan 1 is going to be better for you. I hope you enjoyed and took some value from this week's video. I wanted to get this out there so it could help everyone and everybody could have a plan or 2 plans to mitigate their cycle cravings. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, comment something down below, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Next week, we're going to go over the best exercise for a muscle group. I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's going to be super helpful.